Okay, this is continuing the first video. We're finishing up number 4, which is a system of equations. So our second equation is 3x plus 10y is equal to 5x minus y. Notice we have two equations and two variables, x's and y, so we're going to solve this like a system. We generally like our systems to have like x's and y's on one side and plain numbers on the other. So I'm going to have my x's and y's on the left side and my plain numbers on the right side. I'm going to combine my like terms. I've got some x's and some y's in my top equation. So I have 5x plus 11x, so that's going to give me 16x's. I have 3 y's and a minus 1 y, you can think of it like that. So that gives me 2 y's. It's equal to 180, so that's my first equation. I'm going to look at my second equation over here on the bottom, and I want to get all of my x's and y's on the left side as well. So I'll subtract 5x on both sides, and I will add y on both sides. So it looks like it's going to become 2x plus 11y is equal to 0. So that's my equation number 2. So equation 2 is going to be 2x plus 11y is equal to 0. And I'm going to solve this as a system. I'm looking at my two equations, and I've got coefficients in front of all of my variables, right? I've got a number in front of them, which means substitution is going to be really, really hard. So I would highly suggest elimination for this one. For elimination, we want to get the coefficients to match up. We want something like 4x and minus 4x. That way when we add both equations, they'll cancel out. So I'm going to be looking at my coefficients to see which ones are easiest. 2 and 11, the only thing I could do there is multiply both equations to get them to be 22. However, I'm noticing 2 and 16 are both even numbers. And if I were to multiply the bottom one, the whole bottom equation times -8, I'm noticing that I don't have to do anything with my top equation. I'll rewrite my original top, and I'm going to be adding it to the bottom equation, but everything times -8. We're allowed to do that because we're multiplying the left side and the right side, so that will become minus 16x minus 88y equals 0. When I add them, the x's go away because you have the positive 16x and the negative 16x. You have, it looks like negative 86y is equal to 180. And on my calculator right now, I'm doing 180 divided by 86. Okay. And that is coming out kind of weird. So I'm just going to look over my work and make sure that everything looks okay. I'm double checking like the setup here of my equation. 5x minus 1y plus 11x plus 3y is equal to 180. The 5x and the 11x do add to 16. The negative 1y and the positive 3y do add to 2y. That's all equal to 180. I'm double checking my other equation. I had that 5x minus y was equal to 3x plus 10y. I moved everything to the left side. Okay, there's my error. My error is that 3x minus 5x is a negative 2x. So, looking back, this should have been a negative 2. And then I didn't need to multiply my equation by a negative 8. I just had to multiply it by an 8. So I'm going to fix my work here. So that should have been a negative 16x plus 88y is equal to 0. Rewrite that a little bit nicer. And then when you add the x's all go away, it looks like we're going to have 90y is equal to 180. Divide by 90, divide by 90, and y is equal to 2. Okay, I'm actually really glad I made that error because it's a really important skill to be able to find errors like that if you're noticing your numbers are working out kind of weird. Like when I was doing my division earlier, I was getting 2.093. So if you are solving and it becomes really gross, assume that there's like a small little error that you made and try and backtrack and follow your work to try and detect it. At this point, we found y. We now need to find what x is equal to. So what I'll do is I'll take one of my original equations and I will take my value for y and I'll plug it in. So for instance, we could take like equation number 2 over here. So I can take this equation, I can take my y is equal to 2, and I can rewrite that by saying, okay, negative 2x plus 11 times 2 equals 0. Negative 2x plus 22 equals 0, which means if I subtract 22, negative 2x is equal to negative 22 divided by negative 2, and x looks like it's 11. Notice it's positive because 2 negatives make a positive. Okay, and then we've got one more problem. This one's actually a really good problem, and it's a really important thing to take note of. They ask us to solve for x and then to determine if a and b, those lines, which I'm going to assume by a and b they're referring to, I'll call this a and this b. So we are asked to figure out if those are parallel, and this is a really important thing to point out. Now we do not know. We assume they kind of look like they're parallel, but we don't know that they're parallel. So when you're setting up your equation, it's going to be really tempting for some of you guys to say, well, these two are corresponding, so I could say that 12x plus 17 is equal to 126. You are not allowed to write that that is true because you do not know that they are parallel. You do not know that you have corresponding angles because we don't know that those lines are parallel. They might not be. There is one thing that you are allowed to write that is true, and that is that these two angles here will always add to 180 degrees. So our equation that we are allowed to write is 12x plus 17 plus 7x plus 11 equals 180. I'll write that a little bit nicer. And that's a really good example of what are we allowed to assume is true and what are we not. So we've got 12x's and 7x's. That gives us 19x's. Plus, it looks like 28 equals 180. From here, we're going to subtract 28 on both sides. So 180 on my calculator minus 28 looks like 19x is equal to 52. When I divide, or excuse me, 150. I believe it was 152, yeah. 152. When I divide by 19, I get that x is equal to 8. And now at this point, we are asked to figure out, okay, are they parallel? So our task now is to take our x and plug it in and see if the degrees for those two angles establish the parallel idea. So when I plug it in, I've got 12 times 8, which is my x value, plus 17. I'm going to do that on my calculator. 12 times 8 plus 17. Looks like that's 113 degrees. For my second angle, it's going to be 7 times 8 plus 11. So we've got 7 times 8, which is 56, plus 11, which is 67 degrees. Okay, now with these numbers here, what we'll notice is that the 113 degrees, I'll highlight it here, if they were parallel, these should be corresponding angles. So 113 degrees should be the same as 126 degrees. Because they're different amounts, we can conclude, no, A is not parallel to B, because 126 is not equal 113. So we don't have corresponding angles. Not corresponding angles. Okay, so this is a really great example of being very careful with the wording of the question and knowing what you can and can't assume. Looking at what's left, there are a couple of challenges here. So I'm going to walk us through these challenges. So these are some interesting problems that are just extra in case you had extra time and wanted to look at something a little different. These angles here that we're focusing on are alternate, interior. Okay, so they're going to be equal to each other. So I get that x squared plus 5x is equal to 3x plus 35. You'll notice why this is a challenge is that we are now not just having linear equations, but we have a power here. So this is making it quadratic, which is something you learned a little bit about in middle school. We want to get everything to one side, so I'm going to subtract 3x. I'm going to have x squared plus 2x equals 35. I'll subtract 35. So x squared plus 2x minus 35 is equal to 0. And I'll clean up that 35. It's a little messy. Now from here, what you'll notice is we're in the point where I'm like, okay, what plugged in will make that 0? In the back of your mind, the one thing that should be like ringing really loudly is the word factoring. So this is going to turn into a factoring problem where we have x and x and we think about, okay, what two things multiply to be negative 35 but also add to be 2? And I'm thinking about numbers that multiply to be 35. Really, the only things other than 1 and 35 are 7 and 5. And 7 and 5, when you subtract them, they do have a difference of 2. So I would make it a positive 5, or a positive 7 and a negative 5. So I'll write that in. Plus 7 and a minus 5. Now the question is, okay, what plugged in will make that 0? So I know if I have a product of two things, if I have this piece times this piece, if one of those pieces is 0, that makes the product 0. It's kind of like how 0 times 5 equals 0, similar to 0 times, or 5 times 0 equals 0. It doesn't matter which one is 0. If you're multiplying two things, the product will be 0. So if x plus 7 is equal to 0, we have to think about what would make that 0. If x was negative 7 plus positive 7 would give you 0 times something, and 0 times anything is 0. The second chunk, what minus 5 equals 0, if x is equal to positive 5, 5 minus 5 would be 0. So here are your x's. Now looking at our problem, the question is, okay, well which one would make sense as angles? If I took my negative 7 and if I plug that in here, that would be a negative 7 times a 3, and then that would give you a negative 21 plus 35. So if I plug that in, that would be negative 21 plus 35, and that would actually be okay. That would give you 14. Alternatively, if you plugged in your positive 5 into that angle, your positive 5 would give you 3 times 5, which is 15, and then 15 plus 35 would give you 50 degrees. Looking at our other angle, if I plugged in negative 7, that would be negative 7 squared is positive 49, plus 5 times negative 7, so that would give you minus 35. So it would give you a positive answer for both of the angles, which is really quite interesting. You want to be careful because sometimes when you do a problem like this, if you have an answer like a negative 7, you want to be careful to make sure that when you plug it in, it doesn't make negative angles. So it looks like there are two possible answers. There's the green angles that I've been putting in that equal 14 degrees. And then alternatively, if you plug in the purple, you should get 50 degrees for the purple, which is kind of interesting. There are two different ways that you could fill this in and have it fit a true statement. Okay, this last one here is actually the same as homework number 1, as it was the honors extension. So if you take a look at the posted key on Google Classroom, you will see the answer for number 2.